Hi, I'm Laura Stewart, board member of Indian River Impact 100, and I'm excited to be here today at Sebastian Charter Junior High School with Susie Durand, English language arts teacher, and Toby Etienne, who was a former student here before and after the grant for $100,000 was received by the junior high school. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you
It's
for
a
having
pleasure.
us.
Yeah.
This is really exciting, and you just got back from Australia,
Yes.
where you spent the summer.
Yes.
So I really appreciate you coming back.
Sorry,
for one.
I was, not available before.
That's okay. It's really great to have you, and thank you for bringing Tobia here with us.
Glad to be here.
So now, Tobia, you were a student here 6th and 7th grade?
Yes, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So you were here back when it was trailer day.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was a little bit uncomfortable. In the beginning, I did not want to come to the school because it was a trailer and there were nicer looking schools. But my mother assured me that I should come here and that it was a great school, that smaller schools were better, and it was a great charter family. So that's how I ended up coming here.
And then you went from the trailers in 6th grade to the buildings in 7th grade and
Yes.
seeing the benefits of what? How did that impact you?
It was great because they told us that every year they had told the other students, former students, that this will be the year where you get to see the building, and we were the ones who ended up being able to see them.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, it was great to be able to be here for that, and it was so much bigger, and it was great because before classes were a lot smaller, and it was really hard. Everything had to be compact, and with bigger classrooms, you could do so much more.
Like what? What kind of
So-
things could you do?
Well, in like science rooms, we got lab tables, we got higher tables. So instead, we were able to do lab projects.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
So and STEM, which I got to do in 8th grade. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And I was able to do that because we had larger tables, and we were able to do like ramps and create like roller coasters for marbles and be able to figure that out.
Right.
And in a smaller setting, we'd never be able to do that. It was much too small for that. So that was one big thing that helped us.
Now, Ms. Duran was your teacher
Yes.
as well in school, and then you're
Yes.
a sophomore at Indian River Charter High School
Yes.
now as well, who had received a grant from,
Yes.
from
That's
Impact
right.
100 as well. So what was it like for you having students like Tobia before and after?
Well, it completely changed the way that we were able to teach, because in the old school, for example, the teacher laptops were 8 years old and they didn't work, they kept crashing. So we had to make sure that we saved all our lesson plans on a USB stick, for example. With the new laptops that were great and never had any problems, I've got everything on the drive, in the cloud, so no more USB. So it's things that you could lose, you can
Right.
no longer lose. So it makes it very easy to edit them and share them with both students. So I could share my lesson plans with the students, with the parents, as well as with the administrators.
Now, one other thing that the grant provided was a microphone system.
Yes.
And, when I grew up, the teachers just had voices that seemed to bellow. Either that or it's just we paid attention. And I know it's very different in classrooms today. There's a lot more going on, especially with bring your own devices and stuff. How did that portion change it for you as a student?
Well, it was obviously a lot easier to hear teachers, and you're more likely to focus no matter where you were in the classroom, and it was nicer. And when we went up, students that had problems with speech were able to, like, for presentations, when they used the teardrop, it was a lot easier for them too.
So you could understand your own students better
Yes.
during presentations. Wow, that's really great. And what about for you as a teacher? How did that change things in the classroom?
Well, again, I could do things that maybe I would hesitate before. The Common Core is very big on collaboration, for example. And in the old school, well, the noise would get so, you'd feel embarrassed. You didn't want to do it because it would be too loud. Now, because of the audio enhancement system, we do a lot of collaboration. And the minute I say 5, 4, everybody keeps quiet. So it just allows more strategies to be put into place than you could before.
That's really great. I mean, I would imagine that going from trailer-like environments with mismatched furniture
Yes.
to an organized environment, I can't imagine not having a lab desk and the ability to do the lab work. I mean, you could do them before, but this made it so much easier
Yeah,
to
there
do.
was not as much space to be able to conduct any labs, so teachers would either not do them or they stick to the smaller ones. And it was a lot, like now it's a lot easier to be hands-on. And another thing we really appreciate are the boards, the smart boards. Those really help with when students, it helps students to go up and be able to write, and they focus more with the new screens out.
So what do the smart boards do?
So it allows you to have more interactive activities. So for example, I do an activity where for bell work, my students have to edit some material that I put up, find the mistakes, proofread it, and they always are very keen to come up to the board and fix it while everyone else watches, So that kind of thing we couldn't do before.
So do they just look at the board, or does the board information?
They look at the board, they fix it in their heads or on a piece of paper, and then one student gets selected to come up to the board, use a green pen or red pen and brightly colored pen, and put in the mistakes or fix the mistakes.
Nice. So everybody can sort of
Yes,
see everything.
yes.
A lot easier than 10 different colors of chalk.
Yes,
And
and
all
students
that stuff.
love coming up there, so
Yeah,
it really gets them, interested in doing the work so that they can go and participate.
Yeah, I would imagine anything to get
Mr.
you
Nolan, please report to your
involved and
office. Mr.
interactive
Nolan, please report to your office.
would be a really great thing. And, I love that we're in school and the overhead announcements
Yes.
went on. I think that's so perfect that we were able
Yeah.
to do this particular interview in a classroom setting. So, but the interactivity didn't sound like it was happening prior as much.
Well, I mean, for example, in the other school, I was a floating teacher, so I had a little cart and I went from room to room, and I would plug in my computer. I'm very computer literate, and I like to use them in the room. But it was terrible because every room had a different smart board. First of all, either a smart board or a different Promethean.
Okay.
So if it was a Promethean, it was it wouldn't fit with the presentation I'd made, and I'd lose so much instructional time trying to plug in and boot up. Whereas now there's not that issue because all the rooms have the same thing. They have a smart board, So
That's great.
yes,
Creates for consistency and
Yes.
flow throughout.
right.
Any last thoughts you'd like to share with our members about the impact?
Well, another thing that they helped us organize is a clinic for the sick students.
Yes.
And in the old school, it was just if you were sick, you just sat in the hallway.
Yeah, there was really nowhere to go, but now we have a bigger place and we have like a bed and somewhere you can go.
Yeah, it's
Something.
it's beautifully equipped thanks to the grant.
Well, it really sounds like it made a difference for you as a student to help prepare you going forward. I mean,
It did. It was like the small things, like things usually other students would not appreciate that we came to appreciate. Like the library, this library is a lot bigger than the one we had before. Before it was just a classroom, the English teacher's classroom, another English teacher,
Okay.
that she just put a couple books in her room and that was our library. But this is a lot better.
It's a beautiful
Yeah,
library.
it's
it is.
Yeah.
It is quite beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the number of books that you
Yeah.
have in here. So I'm a big reader, and I love English. Well, I'm an author as well. So writing in English is very important to me.
Yeah, I love English and writing, so this was a great chance for me to get to read more books.
What are you thinking about doing after you graduate from high school? Have you thought about that?
Yes, I would like to be a pediatric psychiatrist.
A pediatric psychiatrist.
Yes.
Wow, that is impressive.
Thank you.
That is
Yes.
really great. I wish you all the best with that. And just a little bit of time I've gotten to know you, I know that you're going to make a huge
Yes, she
impact
is.
on other people with what you're going to be doing with the rest of your life.
Thank you.
Because you impacted me here today, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your grant.
And thank you so much for bringing your
Yes.
former student here with us and getting back from Australia.
Yes. And thank you, to giving us this opportunity to express how grateful we are for the grant and what it did for us. So
Thank you.